Welcome back, everyone. Now we will continue the conference with the lightning talk from Daria Tkhorevska. And Daria is a developer relations enthusiast, and her talk is about the story of how Ukrainians tech community endured war. I bet you're excited to hear the talk, so let's not keep you waiting.
Ira, it was nice seeing you and hearing you. Hello, everyone. My name is Daria. As Ira mentioned, today I will tell more about the stories of Ukrainian IT community. There will be no longer introduction because this story is not about me, actually. So let's start. When the war started, the world gave us 3 days. We gave the world a chance to see what Ukrainian bravery is. Ukrainians have become the bravest nations in the world. Now they quote us, look up to us, they get inspired and give us a stand innovation. Not only politicians, but also common people. Today, I'm going to tell you stories about common people, about our common people from our IT community. And this community will never be the same again. So let's start. Let's meet Svetlana. Svetlana was living in Ukraine with her husband and her beloved dog, working as a customer service manager at Binance. She loved her job and she loved the challenge of dealing with customers from all over the world. But when the war broke out, everything actually changed. On the 24th of February, Svetlana woke up to see a missile out of her window, and the terror she felt was indescribable. The next day, she had her first panic attack. She grabbed her dog and she left for Poland. Svetlana stayed in Poland for a few days, trying to process everything that happened. But this is where the things took turn. Svetlana's employer refused to leave the Russian market and just said that it's not about politics. At this exact time, the missile hit her hometown in Kremenchuk. This is when Svetlana knew that she couldn't stay away any longer, and it was the last straw for her. She made a decision to return home, despite the danger and uncertainties. But Svetlana couldn't just go back to her old life. She knew that she needed to do something to help her country during this difficult time. And without any second thought, she quit her job at Binance and joined the Ukrainian army, despite having no prior military experience. She went through special combat training and she was sent to east to the hottest point of the war. And since then, she never had her panic attacks again. Svetlana taught us how to be brave just like her. Meet our next hero. Our next hero is Ivan, and Ivan is a very well-known figure in tech community, both as a team lead at Wix and as a driving force behind the local community group Kotans. He had always been passionate about teaching and mentoring juniors, sharing his knowledge, his experience with anyone who was eager to learn. Ivan loves to travel and actually was planning one major trip. But plans took a turn on February 24th. As Kiev citizens began to leave the capital and moving towards the west, Ivan decided to stay and to figure out how he could help. Ivan is originally from Lugansk and he had already fled his hometown once before. And this time he was determined to stay and protect everything that was important for him. His house, his memories, his friends, and his country. At first, Ivan started by helping to raise money for basic necessities like food and small supplies, but quickly he realized that there was so much more that he could do actually. He came up with a system where he would raise money to buy cars, repair them, and then send them to east to the hottest points of the war. But Ivan didn't stop there. He was always looking for new ways to help, new opportunities to make a difference. Once he even received an unusual request when someone asked him if he could get a tank for an army. So Ivan just came up with this interesting idea of making an auctions where people can bid on items, crazy items like tubes from different missiles or other weapons, and those money that were raised on those auctions were sent towards Ivan's efforts. Through his hard work, Ivan could raise 28 cars by now and raised about 15 million of hryvnias. Ivan's actions, and they showed that true heroism doesn't only come from fighting on the front lines, but also standing up for what's really important for you and believing in the things that you can do as a common person, common citizen. Another couple of volunteers that are sharing one slide and one story is Yulia and Bogdan. Yulia is a UX designer and Bogdan is a front-end engineer. Before the war, they led relatively ordinary lives filled with traveling, different hobbies, adventures, and so on. But when news of approaching conflict began to surface, deep down they understood that something significant is about to unfold. There was no question of remaining indifferent. Bogdan's brother was one of the automotive service of one of the brigades, and his brigade was deployed to East just 2 days before the conflict erupted. So they had a critical need for auto parts. And on 23rd of February, Yulia and Bogdan, they swiftly organized the fundraising, and with the help of their colleagues, they covered this exact need. From there, thanks to Bogdan's brother, their journey began. Initially, Yulia and Bogdan attempted to help anyone, everywhere they could. However, they soon realized that their efforts were not effective. So they decided to focus on specific requests instead of that. With access to brigade's commanding officers, they received priority requests for super urgent supplies. For example, auto parts, they became a massive task for them. They sourced over 200 different components for both foreign and Soviet cars, totaling approximately 500,000 hryvnias. Another significant need that emerged at that time were the armor plates for the bulletproof vests. With the help of the community, they connected with the very high quality plate manufacturer in Czech Republic, and they managed to provide up to 120 bulletproof vests for those who needed them. Currently, Yulia and Bogdan primarily focus on the request. I'm sorry, something is wrong with my microphone. I'll try to keep it this way, so maybe you can hear me better. So where was I? Currently, Yulia and Bogdan. Okay. One more thing. I hope that now you will hear me better. I'm sorry for inconvenience if you had heard some background noise. Denise, okay? Super. So let's continue. So currently, Yulia and Bogdan, they are primarily focused on the requests from Special Operation Forces, SSO. The demands vary greatly, so they're ranging from drones of different types to different equipment for mechanical maintenance, for vehicle maintenance, the night vision cameras, backup power supplies, communicational devices, and so on and so forth. Within a year, they managed to cover a lot of requests, over 200 different auto parts, 120 bulletproof vests, 3 vehicles, 10 drones, 10 night vision devices, several tons of humanitarian aid, and approximately 3 million hryvnias for donations. Crazy, right? Their journey has been quite a roller coaster ride. Who could ever predicted that their ordinary lives as tech professionals would lead them to become experts in car parts or bulletproof vests or even international logistics? But through it all, they've learned that sometimes the most extraordinary things can happen when ordinary people step up to the plate. So let's meet our next hero. Meet Sergey. He has been in IT for 17 years. He started as an IT support, and then he transitioned to a backend engineering. Now he's a backend architect in one of European fintech startups. When the war broke out, Sergey joined the cyber army of Ukraine and developed even a bot that made cyber attacks even more efficient and more productive. If you're joining the cyber army right now, probably you're using Sergey's bot. At that time, Sergey's brother became head of the mine danger project in Bucha district, and Sergey joined him as a volunteer. He conducted sessions on how to handle explosive remains of war, like mines and other dangerous items. In November, together with his brother, Sergey created this movement that is called Friends of Patron. This movement is targeted to raise the awareness among school children on this exact issue, because the patron is actually a Jack Russell Terrier that is serving in the state emergency service, and he's involved in the mining operations. And as well, he's a very well-known media personality, and children know him. There's even a cartoon about him, making it easier for Sergey and his team to engage with children through this character of this dog. By this exact time, Sergey and his brother held trainings for more than 10,000 kids already, and they're not planning to stop. In January this year, they released an NFT collection based on ideas from kids drawing contests in Irpin, Bucha, and Gostomel schools. So you can actually take part in Sergey's initiative by buying one. Through Sergey's dedication and his initiatives, he showed that anyone can make a significant impact and contribute to our better and safer world. And just by taking actions, you actually make a difference. This is actually a sneak peek behind the scenes of Ukrainian battle, a sneak peek that shows how common people are becoming heroes. Heroes who fight, who donate, who support. These people are one of the thousands of those who bring our victory even closer each day. I just want to remind you that you should notice heroes among us. And what is even more important, you should definitely notice heroes inside us. And before we finish, I have 3 minutes left, and I really want to let you know that most of you, of course, know about that, but today Kyiv survived exceptionally intense attack. It was the maximum number of missiles in the shortest amount of time. I want to thank everyone who defends my country and makes it possible for us to gather for this kind of conferences and events, and makes it possible for us to stay in touch with each other and stay alive. And I really encourage all of you to make even small donation to any of your trusted funds that will bring our victory a little bit closer. Thank you.
Daria, great to hear you on here. Thank you for your amazing talk, the talk that you have done, and telling us about brave Ukrainians. Even now, in the second year of war that is going on, it's really hard to process everything. We have unbelievable people, and we have brave armed forces, and we are united. We will win, for sure. Yeah, and like Daria said, just continue your donations, continue your support, and speak up. Don't be silent. Because, yeah, tonight, we had a sleepless night in Kyiv, but we continue living, and yeah, we have a bright future ahead. Let's move to Discord chat, where you can talk to each other for a few minutes. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope you also had a pleasure to perform,
yes.
to have a talk, to give a talk.
I'm happy to be a part of this event. Thank you.